Welcome to Yellowstone National Park. Sadly, we only spent one day in the park, but it's been an absolute highlight of our trip so far. It was incredible. We saw so many hot springs, geological formations, geysers. I loved it. And in this video, I'd like to share a few tips if you only have one day in the park. Hi, I'm Heather, and this is Jim. And this is Sierra, our rescue pup. She is a handful. We've lived what would be considered an alternative lifestyle for 30 years on sailboats. We slowly moved up, cruised the west coast of Mexico twice, and now for the first time in many years are boatless. The three of us are full-time in this small trailer and have started out on a new adventure in our R-Pod 177. We are travel small, live big. Join us as we share our campground information videos, our travels, our adventures, and explorations. Again, we didn't really plan this trip. We decided a few days ahead of time when staying at our friend's ranch near Dillon that we should go to Yellowstone. We were only an inch away on the map. So with all of the campgrounds in the national park already booked, we decided an RV park in West Yellowstone made the most sense. Being in an RV park made sense to us. We could leave the trailer, not worry about it. I got on the phone just a day or so ahead of time and booked at Fox Den RV Park. Can't remember the price. We stayed in site number 24. Nice people, lots of trees, all good. I did have a map of Yellowstone, so I knew the section I wanted to do, which was Madison Junction to Upper Geyser Basin. We did a little bit above Madison Junction, but later in the day and the parking lots were full. So our tips are: start with your vehicle. Fuel up outside of the park, especially if you're diesel. Take the time to clean the windshield and side windows, inside and outside. We have dog slobber on the windows, lots of dead bugs. We didn't do this. We did stop to do it just inside the park. Didn't get it good enough. We were heading right into the sun. Just kind of takes away from your views if you have a filthy windshield. This guy coming in from the right side of the screen was huge. Tip 2, prepare yourselves. Have food and water, snacks, and clothing. Good shoes. For some reason, I started walking in flip-flops, which is kind of scary on those boardwalks. Take some good walking shoes and a change of clothing. We got there at first light. I had leggings, sweatshirt, jacket on, and ended up changing in the car to shorts and a sun shirt later in the day. Tip 3, if you're traveling with a pet, especially a dog, make sure you have dog water, a bowl, and consider, if you don't already do so, using the seatbelt type of harness so you can attach your dog to the car. Just last week, a dog got out of a lady's car, jumped into a spring. The lady went in after the dog. This is how dogs and people die. The water is insanely hot, and it's frightening because we have a lab and she is water addicted. So make sure that dog cannot get out of the truck or car. Tip number 4 is do a little planning. We didn't really plan. Like I said, we did pick about maybe a sixth of the loop to do, but we did get there early. Right when the park opened, it wasn't even sunny yet. Pick out where you really want to go ahead of time. If there's any features or geysers that you definitely want to see, such as Grand Prismatic, go there first and then backtrack to your other features that you want to see. We had maybe 3 parking lots that were 100% full, and when we got there at 7:15 in the morning. So pick your must-sees, see them first. Old Faithful, check on the internet for the time that it's supposed to be a geyser. You'll end up sitting there with a crowd of people and waiting and waiting and waiting. That actually, I guess I had to see it, but it wouldn't be something I'd need to see again. There are plenty of other beautiful spots, springs and geysers, that are just as incredible to see. This one goes without saying, but common sense. for some strange reason, people want to touch the water. I did too. I put my hands in my pockets. I stayed right in the middle of the boardwalks. It's a little creepy to be walking there knowing there's 180-degree water, literally right off the boardwalks and without handrails. Bison, they're huge. They can kill you. Don't go up to touch them. I mean, I read stories of people going up and getting right next to them. There was just a lady that went right up to an elk in the park. Use common sense. At Biscuit Basin, there were 3 that walked right across, 1 in front of us, 2 behind us. There was a few people that just stood there. I quickly walked away, got behind a fence and a guardrail, then took my photos. But honestly, common sense. I did buy the book Death in Yellowstone. Why, I don't know. I guess because we read Death in the Grand Canyon. It was interesting. But the very first story was a guy whose dog jumped out of the truck and went into a spring. He went in after the spring after the dog. It's frightening. Common sense, folks. And obviously, watch for traffic. People will slow down when there's bison on the side of the road. But once you get away from the bison area, watch for cars stopped ahead of you. That usually means wildlife. We saw an elk and 2 moose this way. And we also had a wolf cross the road, a car in front of us, which put Dopey Sierra over into crazed state, which kind of continued with the bison, and now pretty much when she sees a cow on the side of the road. Our experience in Yellowstone, even with just one day, was incredible. Seeing bison in the wild, and seeing a wolf, and seeing moose, things that were on my bucket list, happened that day. We only had, like I said, 3/4 of a day in there, but it is insanely incredible. It is so unique. It's over the top, nature at extreme. The colors in the springs, the steam, the animals, wildlife. It was such an incredible day. If you go there, plan on a few more days, pick a small section and do it. And get there early, spend half the day in there, go out, relax, come back in the next day. It is so worth it. Thanks for watching our little experience in Yellowstone, and if you've enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and remember, we like comments, questions, campground suggestions, and national parks.